now moving on to fleet news, and there is a ton of stuff here to cover as well with this. And we're going to start with Qantas increasing their number of E190s they're going to lease to 18. So for those of you who are not familiar, Qantas is adding the ERJ 190 to their fleet. And these will be older ERJ 190s. I don't see on here who it says they're leasing them from, but they will be increasing the number of 190s that they are going to lease. So they will now be leasing 18 ERJ 190s. Now, it doesn't say this specifically in the article, but I do believe this will be to replace the Boeing 717, and which was used to replace the Fokker 70 and 100 in their fleet. And so they'll be modernizing their fleet once again. The reason why they're doing this transition so quickly, when they went from the Fokkers to the Boeing 717 out to the 190 so quickly, is because each aircraft type was getting towards the end of their life cycles. And so each aircraft has so many cycles that an airframe can go to before it has to be basically put out of service. And so the Fokkers got towards the end of their life cycle, and so there were a bunch of 717s available. I believe most of them were former AirTran 717s, and so they picked those up. And now those aircraft are coming towards the end of their life cycle, as most airlines that have the 717 have retirement plans in place. Delta has retirement plans in place. Qantas, I believe, will be announcing their retirement plans in the near future. Hawaiian Air is starting to look at retirement plans as well. So these E190s, I believe, will be to replace the 717s. And if you hear a lawnmower outside, that's because there is someone who is cutting the grass for the first time this year at the apartment. So good news. It's a nice day today, as you can tell. Nice and sunny, and it's up in the 50s, and they're cutting the grass for the first time here at the property. So I do apologize for that noise, but it is the reality. The 190. It's a very nice airplane, and it'll be a significant upgrade from the 717 if that is the aircraft that they are in fact retiring. The ERJ cabins are really nice to fly on. They're good planes to walk on as well. Pilots like to fly them. They're going to be a great aircraft and a great addition to the Qantas fleet. It wouldn't surprise me if this lease number increases once again, but currently it'll be 18 ERJ 190s. Another benefit that the 190 has is it has an increased range compared to the 717. So this will be a great addition to their commuter fleet.
Absolutely. Really pleased with Qantas's efforts here. I think that it's going to be a really cool addition to the fleet. And again, got to find a way to retire some of these older aircraft. So this is definitely a good way to do it. So proud of their efforts here, and it's going to be absolutely awesome.
Delta Airlines is getting their 15th Airbus A330neo. So this is the new aircraft type that will be the new long-range haul aircraft in the same class as the Airbus A330-300, but a newer variant. This A330-900 is November 418 Delta X-ray. It is the newest A330 in the fleet, and it is the 15th A330neo. So that's quite a few they've been getting very quickly, considering the very first one only arrived in July of 2019. It's less than 3 years later, and they already have 15 of this type. They now operate the A330neo out of nearly every single hub, and these aircraft are very quickly spreading across the fleet, and they have many more to come.
Absolutely. Really proud of Delta with their efforts with the A330neo. Really nice to see that in the 350. Definitely going to be the core of their wide-body fleet going forward. I think it's going to be really nice, so definitely going good. Indigo Airlines retires 100 A320ceos as fleet modernization nears completion. So glad that Indigo's definitely getting it going here, going into the newer fleet, which is really nice. So took some time for them to get these retired, but it definitely happened. So down they go from having 102 of these aircraft in January 2020. So that was pretty much the rundown on while the lease were ending. So 90 of them have exited over the last year and a half, and it kind of is going to be all she wrote going forward. So there's 22 of them left. They're definitely going to be getting retired here coming up. So definitely unfortunate for sure, but I think the A321neos will also be of huge benefit going forward. Just as a whole assessment, it's definitely unfortunate that it's finally time for some of these A320 classics to finally go. And we'll see this through a variety of airlines going forward in the aviation industry. United States, Europe has a lot of A320s. Asia has a solid amount. So it's going to be interesting for sure. And also Indigo's also going to be picking up the A321XLRs going in a couple of years, hopefully. So definitely excited for that. And Indigo is going to keep moving with their newer aircraft. So that's awesome.
Indigo becomes the first major airline in the world to retire Indigo will become the very first major airline in the world to retire all of the Airbus A320ceo aircraft, current engine option aircraft, or they should call them PALs, past engine option aircraft types, because Indigo will be the first airline to retire all of their older existing Airbus 320 family aircraft and will only operate the A320neo family. It'll be the first major carrier to do so.
Alrighty, next up, Wizz Air welcomes the Platinum, and hopefully I say this right. Citrus criticized me earlier, but I think it's Whitney. 1000 GTF fitted Airbus A320neo family planes. So excited to see these new engines. This will be really, really nice. So this was back on April 28th. They welcomed these aircraft to 153 aircraft, and the 1000th A320neo powered by these engines was delivered. So very, very cool to see that. It's really cool to see how many of these have been going, man. That's absolutely incredible. So taking a look through here, to 276 of their Airbus A320neos on order, which 54 of them have been delivered. Wizz Air operates some of the A320 traditionals as well with the V2500 engines from Plaid & Whitney as well. So as their Chief Developer Officer said, Owen Jones is his name, or Owen Jones, pardon me. We are thrilled to accept the 1000 GTF powered A320neo aircraft. The industry leading technology in the GTF engine is helping to power our growth, while significant reduction in the impact on the environment and further reduction are already best-in-class operating costs. Our collaboration with Platt & Whitney has helped us make air travel affordable for more people than ever before, and now partnering with us through efforts of our Ukrainian brothers and sisters reach safe destinations. So really exciting to see these engines going strong, man, and it's really just going to be consistent, sustainable, and just overall it's going to be awesome. So Wizz Air is doing great right now. We'll talk about more of their success in an upcoming article, but overall just an awesome assessment there. Really happy with their efforts. Really nice.
Yeah, and on top of that, other airlines that are doing well is Virgin Australia. Their route network has also been doing quite well as of late, but they are in an interesting situation. So the airline decided to retire the Fokker series aircraft, Fokker 100s, for what they were operating, and they had to retire them because of the age of the airframe. And so they would replace the Fokker 100 routes with the Boeing 737-700. However, that has left a gap in some of their larger aircraft markets. And so Virgin Australia has been tinkering with the 737 MAX order for quite some time, and they are going to be taking on 4 737 MAX 8s. I believe these are MAX 8s that were coming from previous customers. And so they will be taking on 4 737 MAX 8s starting in February of 2023. So that's why I believe it is from existing previous orders, because usually you can't order a new aircraft and receive it so quickly. But they're also getting the, I believe, 23 additional 737 MAXs. I believe most of these will be the MAX 9 variant. And this will be allowing Virgin Australia to move their aircraft fleet into a newer and much more fuel-efficient status, which should help to reduce cost and reduce fuel burn, which is obviously great for everybody.
Absolutely correct on that. And ultimately, just absolute W to see the progression there from Virgin Australia. Yeah, these Maxes I think will be great aircraft, and I'll be really excited to see the variety and how they'll utilize them as a whole. Very cool. And again, going forward, Wizz Air, or wrong airline, Virgin Australia is going to do their thing. Very happy with their efforts there. United Airlines returning to Melbourne with the Boeing 787, which is going to be awesome. So this is going to be a thrice weekly service, pardon me, from San Francisco. It's going to be a W. I'm really excited to see United again, just like we talked about earlier, progressing on these international flights, which is absolutely awesome. Again, I really appreciate the efforts done here by United. This is one of the longer flights, so having an adequate aircraft to do this route is 100% needed. And I mean, you can just take a look at this cabin, man, and it just speaks for itself. Really wish I would have been able to fly that, but hey, hopefully in the future going forward, definitely we'll have an opportunity to. But yeah, I think also the partnership that's going to be resuming there with Virgin Australia, which will be absolutely awesome. I believe I read that right, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so very, very excited for that. I think they have a great potential going forward with that. It's going to be absolutely awesome.
Runway 17, clear to land. Clear to land, runway 17, come on, 257 Kilo Alpha.